Posh unbeaten, last 5 home matches against Sheffield Wednesday, won the last 3 in a row. Just over 2,300 tickets in the away section, over in the main stand, snapped up in minutes by the Sheffield Wednesday fans. It is a sellout at the Western Home Stadium tonight. Hardly an empty seat in the house here in Cambridgeshire. In front of us, the pitch, well, it will do the job, that's for sure, in the League One playoffs. 3 back-to-back commentaries from the EFL playoffs tomorrow here on Talksport, starting from 3. Bolton Barnsley also in League One from 5:30 in the Championship. The first leg in the semi-finals between Sunderland and Luton. Then 7:45 Salford take on Stockport in League Two. Sunday lunchtime Coventry against Borough in the Championship, their semi-final first leg. Also from the Premier League, I should mention tomorrow, Leeds Newcastle, Aston Villa Tottenham from 12:30 and 3, exclusively live over on Talksport. Take a deep breath. For those of you with clubs involved, well, I'm sure you'll be all right. It's not like 10 months of hard work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, all come down to this. For the rest of us, let the fun begin. The EFL playoffs start tonight. Time to expect the unexpected. A tie so well poised. We are excited. Fasten yourself in. Who's ready to go at the Western Home Stadium? Time for the first leg between Peterborough United and Sheffield Wednesday. The sides lining up in the tunnel. It's time for kick-off. Calling every kick for us live alongside me. You're on your home, the EFL Talksport 2. The former Scotland international Chris Owellamo. But first, Jim Proudfoot.
Thank you, Dan. So, here it is, playoff time. This magnificent invention that has enriched the game, that breathes new life into upper mid-table campaigns throughout the early spring, that extends the season for the Lucky Four and provides its own unique mix of jeopardy, heartache and glory. Nights that frustrate and captivate, nights that you never forget. And all of us have seen our team play their part in the end-of-season circus know there's no better way of going up, no more gut-wrenching way of your campaign, hitting a brick wall. And tonight, it's Peterborough and Sheffield Wednesday in the spotlight. One team euphoric to be in the playoffs, the other a little frustrated to have slipped in. The hosts squeezing in on the last day, beating Barnsley and capitalising on a favour done by Sheffield Wednesday, whose last day victory over Derby enabled the Posh to climb above the Rams into 6th. Wednesday's March malaise cost them automatic promotion, but their late season results held up superbly. A run of 4 wins in a row coming into tonight makes them the form team of the quartet looking to win these playoffs. Their tally of 96 points, the most ever by a side not to win automatic promotion. The Posh, unchanged tonight, have Will Norris in goal, Ward, Kent, Edwards and Burrows, Cipriano and Norburn, Poku, Taylor and Mason Clark, and 26-goal Johnson Clark Harris up front. Wednesday have Dawson in goal, a back three of Iorfa, Flint and Ihikwe, Palmer, Volks, Bannon and Johnson, and Patterson behind Windus and Smith. Substitutes tonight for Peterborough: Butler, Knight and Jones, Randall, Ben Thompson, Shimanga and Blackmore. Nathan Thompson still out injured. Sheffield Wednesday: Adeniran, Gregory and Deli Bashiru, Hunt, Backinson, James and Stockdale, and they're without Hennigan, Wilkes and Byers. Well, it is very slightly surreal, the way that they do pre-match here. Not least the big carrot-toting rabbit that acts as the big mascot here, with the brilliant name of Peterborough. Of course, what else could he possibly be called? We've also got Bob the Builder, and we've got probably about 25 sponsors all replete in their Peterborough scarves. Some of them with shopping bags, bizarrely, having their photos taken inside the centre circle. That's just what you need ahead of a playoff, isn't it?
Exactly. What an experience they're having though, Jim, you know, going out there, right in the centre of it and just feeling what it's all about. You know, the players staying well away for it, ready for their huddle.
Referee tonight, experienced Anthony Backhouse. He took charge when the two sides met at Hillsborough in March. And just to reiterate the situation with VAR, it will be in place for the final. It isn't in place for any of the semi-finals in League One and League Two. Well, a toss has been made. Peterborough in their royal blue shirts, black shorts and white socks, just going into a huddle. along with their goalkeeper Will Norris, the custodian on loan from Burnley, in his fluorescent orangey pink tonight. Sheffield Wednesday in their change kit to avoid the obvious colour clash, in pale yellow shirts with light blue shorts and yellow trim. And Wednesday will kick from left to right in this first half. They'll defend the Moyes end of the ground. Peterborough defending the London Road end of the ground away to our right-hand side as they kick from right to left. And the first duty of the fourth official is to come onto the pitch and very quickly burst a blue balloon. Wednesday hoping to burst a few balloons here themselves tonight. Well, not since the end of the 1970s have Sheffield Wednesday endured a third successive season in the third tier. But can they avoid that fate now? Two hurdles stand in their way. The first of them, Peterborough, who the Owls helped get this far. Themselves striving to get back to the Championship at the first attempt. 19 points separated them over 46 games, but nothing separates them now. Let the playoffs begin. Well,
just there, Ronnie Edwards, just a little header. He's trying to clear the area, comes off. Must have took his eye off the ball, comes off the back of his head, and like you say, Will Norris comes and collects it comfortably, but unintentional.
Ball is out of play for a Sheffield Wednesday throw, which they will take just in front of Darren Moore, who had plenty of experience, heartache in the playoffs as a teenager, playing for Torquay, and got himself sent off in the second leg of a playoff semi-final back in the day. Much has been made of Sheffield Wednesday's playoff campaign last year and their approach in the first leg, deemed to be too conservative. It's very interesting, Chris, that only 2 of the 11 in Sheffield Wednesday's starting lineup tonight started both legs of the playoffs last year, and that's Barry Bannon and Mark Johnson.
Yeah, and like you say, it will play a part too. Very kind of influential players. Don't want to feel that experience again, but know exactly what it takes and what they have to do to go out and get the right result tonight.
Harrison Burrows playing it through the midfield. It's just popped off back for Norburn. And Norburn to Kent on the edge of the penalty area for Peterborough, but it's a poor ball out from the back, and there are a few signs of early nerves from the men in blue. Burrows coming in from left back has done well to win it back. Norburn sticking his foot in, and then it'll be steered by Ward back to his goalkeeper Norris, who can just take a touch. Two very attacking fullbacks in this Peterborough United side. As Kent, the centre-half, launches it forward for them. Just popped up in the midfield by the excellent Taylor. That's a good strong run here by Poku. He's got 2 to aim at in the centre if he can get it across. It's a really good piece of defending from Johnson that stopped the cross coming in. He goes out of play for a Peterborough throw down by the corner flag.
Yeah, well, it's excellent play. I think being very patient. Peterborough playing out from the back, just sucking Sheffield Wednesday. They're trying to hunt in packs and get the ball. Good ball up to Clark Harris. Brought in Poku, and then he's got that energy, that athleticism down that right flank. Just end product, can that cross come in a little bit earlier?
So Peterborough take the throw and then work it back down the right-hand touchline. Norburn just popping it off. Taylor involved as well, and a high up and under. Deep delivery inside the penalty area, which beats everybody. I think Mason Clark was the intended target, but it was too deep for him. Goes out of play for a goal kick that'll be taken by Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper Cam Dawson. He's been the Owls' first choice pretty much since December. He had a couple of years down the pecking order. Actually spent last season on loan at Exeter, where he won promotion. They're hoping to make it back-to-back promotions on an individual basis, Dawson. He's played out from the back, but it's going to be easily mopped up by Kent. Kent back to his goalkeeper, Will Norris. Norris playing it out from the back very neatly. Cipriano looking very cool, calm and collected under pressure, and Peterborough again electing to try and play out, but Norris is chipped left-footed ball down towards the full-back. Ward went past him, and it's out of play for a Wednesday throw. I
was doing the Sheffield Wednesday Derby game, Jim, and I've got to say, I think Derby really had the number. The likes of Johnson and Palmer for Sheffield Wednesday bomb forward and leave those holes in behind. And I just feel that Peterborough are kind of overplaying at the back to try and create those spaces behind, but then they've got the quality to go from back to front very, very quickly, and the energy and pace in both flanks as well to get up and support Clark Harris.
So you feel that the blueprint was laid down by Derby in that game?
I think so. It was very successful. Sheffield Wednesday got the penalty against the run of play. Derby looked comfortable if they were going to be the team that's going to go and get the next goal. I think Darren Ferguson's maybe taking something from that, which is understandable.
Well, you're listening to Talksport 2's coverage of the playoffs. We've got all 15 playoff games in Championship, League One and League Two for you on the Talksport network over the course of the next 2-3 weeks or so, culminating in the finals, which all take place at Wembley on Bank Holiday weekend. 4.5 minutes into first leg of this first semi-final in League One. It's Peterborough 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. And you'll listen to our coverage in the EFL League One playoff semi-final live on Talksport 2 with Carling. We're made by our mates, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Ball out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Peterborough right-hand side. Peterborough with the 7th best home record this season in the division. A little bit better than that away. They're the 5th best. And speaking to a couple of Peterborough fans, they felt that the performances here, if Peterborough were ever going to have a bad day, it would be here rather than on the road. They feel that the form has held up pretty well away from home. Sheffield Wednesday, on the other hand, 3rd best home record in the division. Only 1 defeat, but the 2nd best away. Peterborough with the majority of possession in the early stages. Burrows is able to try and fire in a cross, playing at left back again today. A season that has often seen him play in a more attacking midfield position. He can play as an 8 or a 10, but he's very much a 3 in this team. Ball out of the Peterborough right for Ward. And then Ward working it through the midfield, and the Cypriot midfielder Cipriano again doing well to control it. Lays it back to his keeper with 6 minutes in. It's 0-0.
Well, I think it's excellent from Peterborough at the minute. You know, I think they're showing that they're right up for the challenge. Really frustrating Sheffield Wednesday, not allowing them to get the ball and dominate possession. You know, it's harder as well. Without the ball, you're exhausting yourself. You're chasing it.
Bannon trying to slip a ball down the inside left channel for the run of Windus. But that was too heavy. Picked up by Norris and bowled out down the left-hand side. Another chance of Burrows to bring it forward. He too has given it away. Aidan Flint is able to clear. Interesting to see where he's playing his football next season. He's on loan at Sheffield Wednesday from Stoke, but he's been released by Stoke over the course of this week. Poku for Peterborough, playing it out to the right-hand side for Ward, and the blonde-haired fullback brings it forward again. Now the ball into the feet of the impressive Jack Taylor. Has had a wonderful season, better than his statistics would have you believe. And Taylor, who's got 9 goals in 50 games, but a firm favourite amongst the home support here. Oh, then possession given away, and it's a chance to Smith, and he's clean through, and it's a big save by Norris, diving to his left-hand side. Possession just meekly surrendered about 15 yards outside the penalty area, and Michael Smith capitalised on it and was clean through. If anything, a little bit too much time to decide what he was going to do with it. Norris stood his ground, made the save. It's a massive moment in the opening 10 minutes of the first leg. Well,
those are the dangers when you overplay in the defensive third. You know, I think Kent and Edwards done their best to try and put pressure on Smith, and he just couldn't get away. I think he took the shot a little bit too early, Jim. I think he could have taken another touch and then picked his spot. The connection wasn't great to beat Norris. You know, I think Cooper done very well, got himself down, good strong left hand there. But that's got to be in the back of the net. That has got to be in the back of the net. Massive opportunity.
The ball has just gone out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Peterborough left. Smith, the leading scorer in the Sheffield Wednesday team. In fact, he's one of only 3 Wednesday players in the 21st century who's scored 20 goals in a season. Well, he should have made it 21 there. Bit of shirt pulling going on, and Edwards standing his ground. The England under-20 international is a real old-fashioned centre-half. Just grappling with Smith as he won that battle, heads it out of play. And it's a throw that will be taken on the Wednesday right. Liam Palmer just getting a few instructions from Jamie Smith, the Sheffield Wednesday assistant manager. But Peterborough win possession back, and the men in blue and black will turn on the edge of their own penalty area. Ward going back to his goalkeeper. Norris out towards Edwards again. Edwards to Harrison Burrows on the left flank. Slipped through the midfield for Mason Clark. Back for Cipriano. Peterborough very elegant in possession, very easy on the eye, and bringing it forward here with Poku. It's 0-0 with 8 gone. Poku coming in off the right-hand touchline, slips a little reverse ball down the right-hand side to the fullback Ward chasing it. And then Poku wins it back. He did well after initially losing possession. Played forward towards Taylor. Taylor with a little layoff. Right-footed ball very deep and onto the roof of the net. It was intended for Mason Clark. The deep delivery from Ward slightly overhit it. Dawson backpedaling, scrambling just for a moment, but grateful to see that drift onto the roof of the net, out of play, and it's a goal kick, 9 minutes in, should be 1-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. Hugely entertaining start.
Yeah, excellent from Peterborough down this right-hand side as well. I've got to say, you know, it's when Burrows fires it into Mason Clark, controls it well, know exactly what he wants to do, finds Poku on that right-hand side. The way to pass to Ward was needed a little bit more on it, but again reacted well, Jim, and went and won that challenge, got the ball back, and the cross come in. Has to be better. You know, you've got 3 blue shirts, Peterborough shirts in the box. You have to pick one of them out. You know, it's a chance missed. Put it right on the money. Give them a question to answer.
Those are the thoughts of Chris Uwelimo himself, vastly experienced in terms of playoffs. You look back over your career, is it nights like these that really stand out for you?
It's nights like these make me want to put the boots back on. I tell you, it's like you just. I've got butterflies coming to this, and I'm a complete neutral, Jim. You know, so yeah, they're massive games. There is nothing that replicates the playoffs. You know, it's one of the best things invented, in my opinion. You know, it's harsh, it's ruthless, it's unforgiving, but honestly, it's the nerves. The players have to go out there and deliver, and that's what it's all about.
For fans as well, without a shadow of a doubt, clearly, I've never been in a position to experience them the way that you have, but I've been on the wrong end of them as a supporter 3 or 4 times.
Heartbreaking, isn't it? Heartbreaking.
Couple of good nights though as a supporter in the playoffs as well, and there is nothing like those. Absolutely magnificent. I remember a big win in the home leg of the playoff semi-final in League 2, probably thick end of 25 years ago, and what a wonderful night it was. They're just good times. The ball will be played forward here by Peterborough. Clark Harris dropping deep, receiving it. The man who scored against the Owls here back in August, the game that Peterborough won by 2-0. Taylor got the other, but Wednesday had Reece James sent off but pretty early in that game, and it certainly distorted the encounter. Graham McCann, the manager of Peterborough back then. It's Darren Ferguson back for a 4th spell now, and his side playing out from the back again. Cipriano back for his goalkeeper Norris. Bannon head towards him as he tried to play out from the back, and he just dropped his shoulder and almost croifed inside the penalty area to get them going, and then Burrows actually ran out of room, and ball's gone out of play for a throw, which Sheffield Wednesday will take on this near touchline. I mean, they play out from the back, but they play out from the back to a fault at times. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think Will Norris really impressed with his distribution. He's already not only for the save tonight, but the passes that he's taken on. But what I will say, you know, if you do play through a good press, they have to respect that and drop a little bit deeper. Sheffield Wednesday did. They were playing in the middle third, Peterborough but then that mistake happened, and in that transition, Sheffield Wednesday, you know, they're direct, they've got that pace to hurt you. But Peterborough, they're not shying away from getting it and playing out from the back. Now, Cipriano's had a really good start to this game. He dispossessed Patterson there. Patterson, once the free kick has been given Peterborough's way, goes and moans to the referee because he thought it should have gone the other way about 5-6 seconds prior to that for a foul on him. It has been quite scrappy at times, but Cipriano has caught the eye. Good in possession. A player that likes to receive the ball from the back line and can turn and never looks phased. The player that they signed from Orient, still only 21. Taylor making his way forward here. Opportunity for Mason Clark, dragging it onto his right foot, then his left. Shot took a deflection, comes back Taylor's way. Taylor faced up by Palmer, laying it back for Burrows. Harrison Burrows, the left back, firing it into the Sheffield Wednesday penalty area. It's cleared. Back it comes in again from Ward. High all for the defender, just standing his ground and making sure that there was no way that Clark Harris could get a clean jump towards the ball, or Mason Clark. Wednesday clear. Peterborough win it back inside their own half. They've been the better side for all the fact that Wednesday have had the one clear-cut opportunity. Peterborough have been the better team so far with 13 minutes gone and 0-0. Well, I have to say, you know, Burrows and Ward, Peterborough fullbacks, have seen a lot of the ball. They're coming inside all the time. You know, I understand that, but the space is down both flanks. A little bit of quality, just a little clip ball for the likes of Mason Clark and Poku to go and chase, ask those questions. Even Clark Harris to kind of come into the channel. You know, it's very much, yeah, playing inside every single time. I think they've got to be a little bit more direct with a little bit more quality. What about the approach of Sheffield Wednesday, which was something that we talked about with Dan Windle before the game, and the allegations of a conservative and ultra-conservative approach in the first leg of the semi-final last year?
They've not had the ball. They've not had the ball. Peterborough have the ball. As soon as Sheffield Wednesday get it in that transition middle third, or the attacking third, they go direct towards goal. What they need to do is get the ball down from the defensive third and just get a few passes in, let the confidence grow.
Nice touch by Will Vaulks in the midfield. But Patterson tried to play it back, goes straight out of play for a throw which will be taken on the Peterborough left-hand side. That's the Posh that are playing with the confidence at the moment. They have never lost a playoff tie here. The last one that they had on this ground against Leyton Orient back in 2014. That's the only playoff campaign that Peterborough haven't been successful in. They lost 3-2 on aggregate in that semi-final. Now Peterborough again guilty of overplaying at the back, have lost it, and Windus trying to find a way through. Kent was not going to let that happen under any circumstances. He fouls him, and it's a free kick which will be taken by Wednesday, just left of centre, 8 yards outside the penalty area.
Well, again, it was a throw into Peterborough right on the halfway line, given away. No, I'm in complete shock. Windass is right in the centre of the attacking half, gets the ball, no one near him, 10 yards around him, and he's just driving. Kent had to take him down. And I've got to say, he's lucky that Ward was recovering as well, or it would have been a red. But Windass skipped round him. Like you say, in good possession, unforced error as well there, Jim. It has to be better from Peterborough. If that's the instructions and the managers told them, get the ball down, play out from the back, keep possession of the ball, really frustrate Sheffield Wednesday. They can't make silly errors like that, especially unforced.
So Frankie Kent got a yellow card. First player to have his name taken today. Peterborough got everybody back inside their own penalty area. Bannon and Windus are the two players standing over this set piece. It's in a great position. The angle just about spot on. Could be a left-footed shot or a right-footed shot. Probably would favour the right-footed shot from Windus, maybe. Flint in there trying to block the view of the goalkeeper. Right-footed shot comes in from Windus. Second one a little bit better as the first one hit the wall. The second one goes wide. Now one of the Peterborough players in the wall who ended up wearing that initial free kick is just going to have to be attended to here to make sure that there's no concussion. Only he did his job, it's fair to say, but it knocked him off his feet. Mason Clark's okay, he's going to be able to continue. Well,
he struck that very well. One dash there, Mason Clark, as the instruction of the wall is, you do not move, you take that one anywhere. And it's, you know what, he definitely felt it. But like you say, I'm glad to see him up, probably just a little bit winded there.
Yeah, you take it anywhere, and he did take it anywhere. It's going to be a goal kick taken by Norris. Left-footed, swinging it forward. A real curl on that ball play forward. It's knocked away, and Peterborough end up mopping it back and getting back to their keeper again.
Sheffield Wednesday have to get the ball down and play. Every time they get it, it's like one touch, straight forward, direct pass. Look what you're saying, that you've got Vaulks and Bannon in there. Get the ball down, get those passes in, frustrate Peterborough. Then they will drop, and then that's when Sheffield Wednesday will showcase what they're about. But at the minute, it's just frantic. Everything's 100 mile an hour.
Flint winning a header, the heart of the three Sheffield Wednesday centre halves. And then Liam Palmer turns it forward down the right-hand touch line. We've seen that a couple of times from Palmer, who'll get it, and it's just very functional, just playing it into areas rather than looking for a teammate, just trying to turn the Peterborough back line.
Well, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Windass is coming to feet. In fairness to Windass there, he held his hand up and apologising, because obviously the instruction for them is to get down into the channel. But when it's on to play, you have to play. It has to be better. Palmer can see Windass 1v1. Got to go into the body with a bit of quality in it. You make it stick.
Now Taylor, that's done well for Peterborough. Play to the left-hand side of the penalty area for Mason Clark. His cross-come shot takes a deflection, goes out of play off Palmer, and the first corner of the night is Peterborough United's.
Yeah, like I say, Mason Clark, he's finding space very, very well. He's getting the service that he wants, always inside. He's cut it onto his right there. Can he get to that ball quicker just to kind of get the shot away? He allowed, I think it was Flint, to come in with a block there. He had an opportunity earlier that I thought he could have got the shot. He brought it back onto his left into the Wednesday bodies. So I think when that chance presents itself, the goal shows itself, pull the trigger. That's the goalkeeper a question.
72-28 the possession in Peterborough's favour. Still waiting for their first shot on target, and it doesn't come from that corner as it was fired in left-footed. And the Posh players attacking it, just took a touch off a Wednesday man and goes out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Peterborough left-hand side, level with the edge of the Sheffield Wednesday penalty area. And again, they keep all the bodies forward inside the box. Burrows resists the temptation for a long throw. He's just dropped it short at the feet of Ollie Norburn. Then it comes back for Burrows again, takes it down towards the dead ball line, crosses it, Taylor! Oh, he's crept through the goalkeeper and in! And Peterborough lead 1-0. No more than they deserve on the balance of play. But the goalkeeper has had a horrible moment there. Fired in by Taylor. And Cam Dawson dived down to his right-hand side, and he won't be quite sure how that has got through his grasp. But Peterborough leads Sheffield Wednesday by a goal to 0.
Look, it's a goal that I wouldn't say it's coming, but definitely Peterborough are having the better of it. Cameron Dawson, massive mistake. You have to grow, you have to react, you have to deliver. You can't shy into yourself now, but poor defending from Sheffield Wednesday on the right-hand side. Palmer, Iorfa, that ball has to stop. You know, they have to stop it. I think it's Burrows on the left-hand side that's cut the ball back. You get a Sheffield Wednesday interception, but it goes to Taylor, who's in the box. One touch, knows exactly what he wants to do. Gets the connection right, gets the power right, not really the accuracy. It's in the back of the net though, Jim. Big mistake from Dawson.
Jack Taylor scored the last time the two sides met here. Scores the opener tonight. First blood to the Posh in the playoff semi-final first leg. Peterborough 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. 20 minutes gone on Talksport 2. Iorfa back for Aidan Flint. Now Flint will find Dawson, and his heart will be racing. Long ball launched forward and headed away on the edge of the penalty area. One back by Smith, but he couldn't then control it as it came into him on the half turn. And he acknowledges the weight and direction of the pass was spot on, but he just took his eye off it. Couldn't bring it under control, and it goes out of play for a goal kick that'll be taken by Will Norris. Two big moments in this game. Smith denied with an excellent save and a one-on-one by Norris. Peterborough's first shot on target at the other end from Taylor, speculative and straight through the hands of Cam Dawson.
Yeah, you know what? He's taken the opportunity on. I've got to say, I'm looking at Smith now. He's took a bit of a poor touch, and Barry Bannon is giving him a bit of a hard time. Smith tried to ignore him for about 35-45 seconds. Bannon wasn't stopping till he got his attention, and he was acknowledged. You know, he expects better. The ball was fired in. He's on the 18-yard line. He's got no player around him. 3 metres. Touch has to be better. Touch and shot. With the quality he's gone, yeah, he's brought goals to the table. But moments like that, when you just can see the goal, are massive in these games, Jim.
Well, you're not missing anything because smoke bomb had just been thrown on, a blue smoke bomb from the London Road end away to our right-hand side. It's for the London Road terrace. There's nobody sitting down in that end now on those blue bucket seats. And they're in good form, in good voice. And delighted with what they've seen so far from Peterborough. Lead by a goal to 0, they deserve it. Clark Harris stumbling but still able to feed the ball wide for Poku. Coming forward now, the marauding right back Ward. Ward clipping it inside the penalty area and knocked away on the stretch by Dom Iorfa. And now Sheffield Wednesday looking to break quickly, and Bannon will make a good run down the inside left channel, and the diminutive blonde head Scott picking it up, gets towards the byline, left footed cross comes in. First Sheffield Wednesday corner of the night is won by Johnson. Good run forward from him, and it deflects away. And will Wednesday be able to make as much from their first corner as Peterborough did from their first at the other end 3 or 4 minutes ago?
Yeah, well, it was better from Wednesday. The other ball up, Smith winning that aerial duel, Windass picking up the seconds, and then just the way to pass to Bannon. 3-4 Wednesday shots breaking their neck to get in the box, and like you say, there's end product. They've got to go and deliver.
Iorfa on the edge of the 6. Patterson is in there. Oh, Patterson with a left-footed volley. He was brilliantly struck, and it hit one of his teammates. I think it was Windass that ended up making a brilliant defensive block, albeit an inadvertent one, on the edge of the 6-yard box. Patterson struck that absolutely clinically, and Windass couldn't get out of the way. Wednesday will come forward, next phase of play. Over the head of the Hickway. clear. Now the Wednesday centre-halves have to try and get back quickly, but Peterborough couldn't make the most of the opportunity on the counter. It's the ball down to the left for Clark. Harris was overhit. It goes out of play. It is error-strewn, but boy, is it exciting.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like you say, you asked the question about Wednesday, first corner. You know, we've done everything right. Patterson, the connection, it was on target. If Windass isn't there, that's in the back of the net. The net is bulging with the connection, the power that he got on that. But you can't do anything. Windass, it's came at him so fast. And it's to be fair, he was winded as well after it. But if anything, take confidence from it. You know, the corner paid off. It might not come to fruition again, but you have to ask the question.
Certainly a shot that took the wind out of Windass. That's a brilliant turn there by Patterson, and the shot doesn't match it. He's put it out of the ground. But it was a magnificent turn. He just let the ball bounce and he flicked it up, watched it go over his shoulder, turned two Peterborough players. But maybe the adrenaline was coursing after that good shot from a minute or so ago, and that one fired way over the bar. It's currently bouncing down London Road towards Huntingdon.
Well, I was having a little look at Barry Bannon there just to see if he'd give Patterson the same kind of instruction as previous, and just got a little nod of approval. But Patterson has to do better there. It was basically 4 against 3. Just got to get your head up and keep possession.
That's Chris Wellamo, part of our coverage on Talksport 2 tonight from the Western Home Stadium. Now welcome to listeners joining us on Talksport. Peterborough have scored the first goal in this playoff campaign in 22-23. The goal scored by Jack Taylor on 20 minutes. Speculative attempt from the edge of the penalty area that went through the hands of Wednesday keeper Cam Dawson. Wednesday themselves had a really good opportunity early in the game. Peterborough, who love to play out from the back, gave the ball away. And Michael Smith, Wednesday's leading scorer, should have added to the 20 he scored this season, but Will Norris denied him with a very important save. Callum Patterson's also had a left-footed effort which hit his own teammate Windass, which possibly prevented Sheffield Wednesday getting an equalising goal. But Chris, it's been all Peterborough in terms of possession. They'll feel they deserve the lead.
No, I think they warrant it as well. You know, I think they've used the ball very well. Really frustrated Wednesday tonight, playing out from the back, and I think that's instruction from the manager Darren Ferguson as well. Be patient, play through that high press, and then Sheffield Wednesday will give you the respect. But off of the back of that, they've got into the attacking third. The quality coming into the box hasn't been great from both flanks, but they've got the goal from a little bit of magic from Burrows as well, cut back, and then Taylor. Like you say, what you do, you hit the target, you ask the question, and Dawson had a bit of a nightmare, just squeezed under him there. But like you say, Sheffield Wednesday have reacted well.
And Sheffield Wednesday struggling to get the passes together going forward. There's been a little bit of hit and hope, and it's been quite functional from them at times. Peterborough have won the last 3 games that they played on this ground against Sheffield Wednesday. This one's the biggest of the lot, and they lead it. Commentary continues over on Talksport 2 right now. It's Peterborough 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Liam Palmer with the ball inside the penalty area, and it's cleared by Norburn, who was certainly missed when he was out of the team through injury recently. High ball swung inside the penalty area. Palmer with a great take. Palmer flashing it across, but too much on it for Windass at the far post. And it sails over his head and goes out of play for a goal kick. I don't think this is going to stay 1-0 for long.
No, I agree with you, Jim. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad ball from Palmer as well there, because the height was right. I think Windass has got to be working his feet a little bit more and just try and take it. Anticipate that it's going to get fired across. You know, he was under it, but he can still get some sort of contact and steer it goalwards. There was a lot of pace on the ball that was whipped across. So basically you just have to kind of have that connection, steer it goalwards, and you just never know.
Well, Will Norris, the Peterborough goalkeeper, spots the ball down on the edge of the 6-yard box. There's very little experience in the playoffs, as you were saying earlier, Chris, in this Peterborough side. There are only 2 in the starting lineup today who've ever played a playoff tie before. That was both at League 2 level. Johnson Clark Harris, who won a promotion with Coventry from League 2 to League 1 a few years ago, and then Kwame Poku, who was at Colchester days, lost the semi-final, but that's it. It's the sum total of their playoff experience. So much more for Wednesday. They're on the front foot again here, but a cross that was misdirected from Johnson. Just had Norris looking nervously over his shoulder for a moment, but it sailed over him and out of play for a goal kick that'll be taken away to our right-hand side.
Again, I thought that was great play. Bannon and Windass linking up very well. The way to pass from Windass to Johnson down the left flank, just the cross. Now he's given the little hand of apology to the likes of Patterson and Smith. It has to be better from Johnson, and that's something that they've been very consistent with, Palmer and Johnson. That end product, that final passes has always been right on the money.
29 minutes in, and Peterborough leads Sheffield Wednesday by a goal to nil here on Talksport 2. And more live football coming your way tomorrow. A massive game from Ellen Road. Leeds United, second bottom of the Premier League, taking on Newcastle. They don't win tomorrow, Leeds, they could be relegated before they next kick a ball. We'll find out together how they go. Leeds United against Newcastle United. Newcastle already guaranteed a place in Europe, but they'll be guaranteed a top 6 finish if they win tomorrow. And still chasing Champions League football. Game day live begins at 11, 12:30 kickoff on Talksport tomorrow. You won't hear it anywhere else on national radio, and it's followed by Aston Villa against Spurs as they try and finesse European positions themselves. So one of them probably is going to miss out on European football. Tomorrow will go a long way towards determining which it will be. That's 3 o'clock, part of a double bill of live Premier League action for you on Talksport tomorrow. Here and now, here on Talksport 2, Peterborough leading Sheffield Wednesday by a goal to nil. Liam Palmer trying to con the officials that should be a Sheffield Wednesday throw. Nobody was convinced. And he looks dismayed as the flag waves the other way. And it's going to be a throw that will be taken by Peterborough's Harrison Burrows. Really entertaining opening half an hour, Chris Uwelimo, and Peterborough lead it 1-0. Yeah,
I think it's been excellent. Really impressed with Peterborough. I've got to say, Edwards and Kent, the centre backs, again, they keep doing it. Yeah, they've been caught out a couple of times, but having the bravery to say, you know what, this is the instruction, this is what we do, playing out from the back.
So they like to play a straight ball towards Cipriano, who's the defensive midfielder, and he'll stand 5 yards outside the penalty area. He's looking at the goalkeeper, and he always seems oblivious to the fact that Barry Bannon's going to be closing him down.
But that's the plan. If Barry Bannon's coming right up behind him, then it's that one touch out to the full-back for them to drive in, to maybe create the space for the ball into the likes of Clark Harris. But at the minute, I think they're using it well. If it's not on, the full-backs just recycle it again, Jim. They come back to their centre-backs and keep possession of the ball. No matter how many Sheffield Wednesday players are set up and are chasing it, I think they've been composed. I think they've been brave. You say about experience in the playoffs. Well, I don't see a lack of it from the performance that I'm witnessing this evening.
Nobody more experienced in the playoffs than those on duty tonight than Bannon, who won the Championship playoff final with Blackpool 13 years ago. He was then in the Wednesday side, beaten by Hull in the Championship playoff final 7 years ago. Hoping to get promotion from League One. This time around, Barry Bannon won 350 Owls games behind him. His side on the back foot here, as Burrows can bring it forward for Peterborough from left back. Turns it forward towards halfway for the impressive youngster Ronnie Edwards. Edwards bypassing Kent, plays it out towards the right back Ward. It comes back for Edwards again. Takes a touch, gets it onto his right foot and nudges it to his right for Frankie Kent. Kent back to his goalkeeper Norris. Just wheels the ball back inside his own penalty area for a moment. And then stands for about a second and a half, motionless in the D before he fired it forward long. Iolford defends well. Flint absolutely smacks it forward, as if his life depended on getting it as far up the field as he possibly could. He got about 70 yards straight out of play for a throw that will be taken by Peterborough.
And that's with the experience that Flint's got as well. He's tried to feel it and just fade it into the path of Windass down that left channel, but he overhit it massively. They've just got to get the ball down. Vaux and Bannon, they're very good footballers. Give them the ball. Doesn't matter how well they're getting marshalled. They'll get the ball down, keep possession, get those little passes in. At the minute, it's 2 passes and then possession's gone again.
Yeah, he just faded it into the Noel Cantwell suite instead, which wasn't quite his intention. Although Noel Cantwell probably, by reputation, had a good first touch. Ball's out for a throw, which will be taken on the Peterborough left. They lead by a goal to nil with just over 10 minutes to go to half-time here on Talksport 2. Wednesday 2 points off promotion in the regular season, 10 points clear of 4th, 19 points clear of Peterborough, but As has been said many times throughout the course of 35, 37 years of playoff football, doesn't matter what the end league positions are, it gives you home advantage, nothing more than that in the second leg. And Peterborough have shown that the end of season table can actually be deemed irrelevant. It's a great leveller, this playoff campaign. Ball's gone back for Norris. Peterborough again looking to play out, finds Edwards. Edwards down towards Burrows. Burrows forward, and then Norburn put under pressure. It was Palmer pushing forward to join the press on that occasion. There were 5 in yellow, almost like the dots on a dice set up for a number 5, just around Ollie Norburn there. They couldn't force the error out of him. He's won a throw, which will be taken in the left back position. Peterborough 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Well, they never go direct. That was a free kick basically on the halfway line. They come back to the centre backs and say, come and hunt us down again, but we're comfortable. You know, if it's Norburn or Cipriano that's just coming and receiving the ball, just keeping possession, really frustrating. Liam Palmer came forward and came in really strong there. You can see they're frustrating the Sheffield Wednesday players.
Well, Will Volks' frustration just got the better of him for a moment there. He's given a free kick away, caught Taylor, and there was an angry reaction, and Taylor trying to get back to his feet. He was just eased to the ground again by Volks, just gave him a little push. And it's a free kick that Peterborough will take. Midway between the edge of the penalty area and the edge of the centre circle, and Norris will come forward to take it.
Jim, why are Sheffield Wednesday dropping here? You know, they're dropping. So they're going to go direct.
He's played very long towards the edge of the penalty area and well defended by Iorfa, who came back and beat Mason Clark in the air. Cleared down the right-hand side by Palmer. Smith chasing after it. It was really good defended by Edwards, who stood his ground against a much more experienced and taller player. And then Peterborough can bring it forward again with Ward. Joe Ward turning back for Cipriano. 4 through the centre circle. Taylor with a delicious first touch, dropped his shoulder, got the better of Volks, gets himself into a shooting position, tried his luck. The first ticket he bought won the lottery. He tried it again there, didn't come off. Now they'll bring it forward again. Good play by Burrows. Burrows setting it up for Ward. Oh! It's off the underside of the bar from 30 yards. And Peterborough lead by 2 goals to 0. Just space for the right back coming onto it. It was an effort that you could file under optimistic, but also, as it turned out, under brilliant. Peterborough 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. And the Owls, who had this miserable playoff defeat against Sunderland last year, might be finding that lightning strikes twice.
What a goal. It's outstanding from Peterborough. You know, they had opportunities to take the shot on, just kept possession. It's come out towards. To even take it on, unbelievable strike. There was so much movement on the ball, but that has hit the stanchion, came off the bar into the back of the net. Dawson had no chance, but just the way that the backlift and the foot, the movement on the ball, the strike from Ward was outstanding. What a goal.
Well, it was just a magnificent goal. He scored 23 in his career prior to today, but he's never scored one as good as that. He might never score another one as good as that, an important one as well. Joe Ward with big game experience. You remember that run that Lincoln had as a non-league side through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup? Well, he played a major part in that. And now hoping to be back up into the championship. He's just conjured up a moment of absolutely sublime skill, just a sensational shot. And Peterborough leads Sheffield Wednesday by 2 goals to 0. And you think back to that miss 6 minutes in. Smith denied by Norris. It could have been such a different night. Taylor now making his way forward. Peterborough on the front foot. Mason Clark chases after it. Able to keep it in. Runs towards the edge of the area. Taking on Iorfa. Stands up across towards the far post. Too deep for Clark Harris. Will pick it up down by the corner flag. And work it back for Ward. He's urged to shoot. Well, the angle was prohibitive and he played it in behind Poku. And Wednesday will be able to clear, but Edwards backpedals very quickly and sends a cushion header down towards Burrows on halfway. They're 2-0 up, and we've hardly seen Clark Harris.
Nah, you're spot on. I think the game plan is has been acted out perfectly this evening, keeping possession, you know, and then taking their moments, being patient. When they go forward in numbers, but when you're scoring goals like that, just sit Wednesday out. It's playing into their hands at the minute, and still the reaction isn't great from Wednesday.
Peterborough fans in fine voice, as you might expect. Norman laying it off in the midfield for Poku. Played out towards Ward. Kent. Cipriano really has caught the eye tonight. He gets towards the edge of the centre circle. Just works it forward into the feet of Taylor and straight back again, and now down towards the left of the two centre halves. Edwards played forward over the top. Mason Clark trying to take on Iorfa. Iorfa, a much taller, more physical player, did well, defended that very strongly, went shoulder to shoulder and one possession back. Ball sails over the head of Callum Patterson. The Peterborough fans just reminding their Sheffield Wednesday counterparts that at one stage they were in decent control of the division. Not quite word for word. They were in a really good position. March the 11th. 5 points clear of Ipswich with 2 games in hand. From that point, Plymouth took 27 points from 10. Ipswich took 26 points from 10. Sheffield Wednesday took 19 from 12 and ended up with an impressive 96-point tally, but in third, and they find themselves 2 down. But there are still 3 halves of playoff football for them yet. Can they get themselves back into it? Windus, Bannon playing it out to the Wednesday left for Hickwin. Good ball in, Windus! And Norris got something on it, and then there was a defender coming back who was able to make sure it didn't drift inside the post. Really good chance for Wednesday, and that's all it'll take. Capitalising on a moment like that, they're right back in the tie, but they trail 2-0.
Huge opportunity again, excellent play, the way to pass. Windas's run just opened up the goal. He's hit the target. Norris has done his job. You know, I think he saved it with the midriff. It's went wide for a corner. They have to defend again, but it just shows you the dangers when they can get the ball down and play. They're patient with it. The movement's there, the quality's there. Has to be in the back of the net though, Jim.
Wilcox is going to take this corner for Wednesday. Plenty of movement inside that penalty area. The ball is hitting very deep past Flint, and the referee saw a push anyway, and a free kick has been given Peterborough's way on the edge of the 6-yard box. 4 to go to half-time. Peterborough leading by 2-0. We've talked at length about the way that Peterborough will play out from the back. Now, they're in complete control of this. Do they carry on going the same way because there's clearly a risk element to it, or do they play slightly more conservatively now?
I think they carry on. You know, I can't see it changing much. You know, I think with the ball, you know, you don't exert yourself as much. You know, I think they're looking fresh still. Movement's excellent. Defensively, they're okay. I think that's the danger, the risk that you take. Play out the back because they're all very competent players, very good technical players. Frustrating the hell out of Sheffield Wednesday at the minute, I have to say, not allowing them to get any foothold in the game at all. And by what I mean by that is that, because they're not seeing a lot of it, as soon as Sheffield Wednesday get it, they're saying, can we go forward? Can we get forward with that direct pass? But Peterborough, out of position in that transition, they get back into their places, know their responsibilities defensively. I don't see it changing, Jim. I don't see them giving a lifeline to Sheffield Wednesday by letting them dominate possession of the game.
Aidan Flint has the ball at the back. And the Sheffield Wednesday centre half, all 6'6" of him, plays it to his left-hand side for Michael Hickwin. Hickwin, another player with a playoff experience, back in his Rotherham days. Played out by Dawson through the midfield. Bannon's touch lets him down. That is a collector's item. Cipriano is able to win possession back and lay it out towards the right-hand side for Poku. Poku's 20 yards inside his own half. He goes back for Frankie Kent. Kent in turn to Edwards. And then Edwards down for Harrison Burrows. Patterson shapes up ahead of him. A player with vast experience in the top 2 divisions of English football. Extensive Premier League experience with Cardiff as well. Now Bannon almost able to catch Cipriano in possession. He does break for Smith. Smith away from Burrows, who was at pains to make sure that he didn't foul him. Cross comes in, headed down, straight into the hands of Norris. Another side of goal, but Windus couldn't steer the header either side of the goalkeeper. 2-0.
Much better, Jim, from Michael Smith there. You know, keeping possession of the ball, good little touch. And then Palmer's great energy getting down the right-hand side, just kind of sucked Burrows towards him a little bit, and the cross came in. And like you say, Windass, what your feet better? You know, I know he's got to generate the power himself, but straight at Norris in the Peterborough goal.
Second leg of this match is next Thursday at 8 o'clock. So 6 days between the two legs, and you can hear it live on Talksport, on the Talksport app, should I say. We have every playoff game, all 15 of them from the Championship League 1 and League 2 on the Talksport network. Next Thursday, fantastic choice of listening. We've got Newcastle against Brighton in the Premier League. We've got AZ Alkmaar against West Ham in the Conference League semi-final second leg, and the second leg of this one as well, all kicking off at 8 on Talksport, Talksport 2 and the Talksport app next week. Wednesday, play the ball inside the penalty area, but it's easily cleared by Burrows, bounces inside the centre circle, brought down by Liam Palmer, who's only 5 games short of 400 now for Sheffield Wednesday. Bannon out to the Wednesday left-hand side. Flint wearing 44, still forward. He's 1 of 5 in the penalty area, but there won't be a cross forthcoming because the ball that's rolled down the left-hand side of the Wednesday box was overhit and goes out of play past Windus for a goal kick, which will be taken by Will Norris of Peterborough. And we've got just over a minute to go to half-time. Yeah,
overplaying there, Sheffield Wednesday. You know, you got Flint, Patterson, Smith all up top on the angle there. I think Barry Bannon, I know he's wanting to play and try, but this time of the half as well, that big switch of play into the corner of the 18-yard box, pick up second balls around there and see where it takes you.
4 minutes of time to be added at the end of this first half. There's going to be a throw which Burrows will take right in front of us. We're about midway inside the half that Sheffield Wednesday are attacking in this first half. Burrows to take the throw. Handed away on the halfway line by Orfer, who then steers it further clear with his right foot. Brilliantly brought down by Burrows. What a touch. Just stuck his left foot out. 2 players around him. Brought it down, turned, pirouetted, found a man, but it ends up going out of play for a throw. What confidence, what swagger.
It was excellent. You know, I think Edwards kind of gave him a poor ball. I thought it was going out for a throw-in, but, you know, the athleticism there, he's brought it down, and, yeah, fantastic control.
For a 21-year-old in one of the biggest games of his life. Yeah. It's like he's on the park. Here's Bannon. Peterborough 2, Sheffield Wednesday now. First half stoppage time. Goals from Taylor and an absolute rasper from Ward. Wednesday bring it forward again down the left-hand side. Turning towards Ihikwe. Johnson waiting for a return ball from the best. And he goes straight out for a throw, which will be taken by Peterborough, and they'll be in no hurry to take this. Winners of this, of course, play Bolton or Barnsley. First leg of that semi-final is tomorrow, 3 o'clock on Talksport 2. And in the mini-table between the 4 sides who are in the League 1 playoffs, the games just between the 4 of them over the course of the regular season. Bolton took 11 points, Barnsley 10, Wednesday 7, and Peterborough only 6. Well, Peterborough in comfortable control here. Long ball play forward by Burrows. Clark Harris doing really well. He was fouled and then did well to get back to his feet and maintain possession. He's made his way inside the penalty area. Pocket tried to twist and turn, but did so without conviction. And the clearance away from the Peterborough number 11 gets it upfield. Bannon then swinging it forward, and he's trying to give Smith something to chase. Plenty of swerve on the ball. Burrows did well actually to stick his left leg around Smith to clear, and then Smith hates the decision from referee Backhouse to give a free kick Norburn's way as Smith fouled him in the next phase of play. Free kick to Peterborough. Nothing going Wednesday's way, including the scoreline of 2-0 to Peterborough.
Yeah, he has to do better for me. I think Michael Smith there, it's not a bad ball from Barry Bannon, big switch of play there, but he allowed Burrows to come in. He's allowed it to bounce. He's got to know where his man is, get his body between ball and man, and just make sure he protects it. You know, obviously Burrows put the foot around him, defended very, very well.
Burrows takes a long free kick, and then it'll be returned down the Sheffield Wednesday left by Burrows, and then a slightly bobbling under-hit back pass from Kent. No harm done from a Peterborough perspective. Winders chased after it, but it was always going to get to Norris. It just didn't run particularly smoothly across the deck. The ball goes out of play for a throw. I think a few in the crowd heard the referee's whistle, thought that was half-time, but still playing. About a minute of stoppage time still to go, as Wednesday will bring it forward. Long ball from Iorfa on halfway, easily headed away by Ward, and then brought down by Poku. Back for Ward again. A bit more space in the midfield for Cipriano. He's gone long over the top. Taylor taking it on. Still got it, but it's flicked by one of the Wednesday defenders, Flint, away from the two Peterborough strikers, and his goalkeeper had to stretch to make sure that didn't go in for an own goal. Dawson got it clear. Then brilliant defending from Edwards against the physical challenge of Smith. He did brilliantly to win possession back there. Clark Harris now for Peterborough, turning into trouble. Wednesday win it back. Bannon, such an elegant playmaker in the midfield, looking long for Smith. Found him, and Edwards again gets the better of him to clear, and that is half-time. Peterborough fans are in dreamland, and Wednesday are under the posh cosh, because Peterborough very good value for the 2-0 half-time scoreline. The first going straight through keeper Cam Dawson from Jack Taylor, and the second from Joe Ward, a 30-yard stunner. And Wednesday have been stunned. Work to do in the playoffs for a second successive year. Half-time in the first leg, Peterborough 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Jim, thank you. Here on your home, the EFL Talksport 2 tonight. Just the start. Tomorrow, 3 back-to-back games from the playoffs. Bolton Barnsley, the other League One playoff semi-final, first leg from 3. From 5:30, Sunderland against Luton, first leg from the Championship. Salford Stockport gets things finished for us from 7:45 in League 2. Sunday, Coventry Borough on Talksport from midday. From 7 o'clock back here on Talksport 2 Sunday night. Bradford against Carlisle rounding up the first legs from the EFL playoffs. Lift off at the Western Homes, the posh in control. Jack Taylor with the opener. Reward for Peterborough's bravery. The host intent, Chris Owellamo. Cameron Dawson, low to his right. Got to save it.
He has to save it. You know, big moments, isn't it, in big games. I've got to say, I've been blown away with Peterborough this evening. I think they've been outstanding. I think the game plan, keeping possession of the ball.
Bravery almost to a fault.
Yeah, but bravery with a plan, you know, to suck Sheffield Wednesday in, to frustrate them. But do you know that they've got that quality to say, yeah, you can press us as well as you like.
We'll keep playing.
We've got the composure to keep playing. Okay, we might give it away on that odd occasion, and defensively we'll have to regroup. But you know what? They haven't shied away. And when they do get into that attacking third, I'd like to see a little bit more quality coming into the box. But yeah, the ball coming across from Burrows, Taylor getting hold of it, having the shot. Yeah, Dawson has to do better, but you start to take opportunities. And let's not even talk about the Ward goal. To even take that on.
Well, it feels like Sheffield Wednesday already with a mountain to climb in this tie. Joe Ward up from fullback, picks his head up and just thinks, why not? The dip and drive on that hit. That one, Dawson did have no chance.
No chance whatsoever. Underside of the crossbar, right in the top right-hand corner. You know, he was outstretched at full, but they haven't reacted. You know, the first goal, yeah, they huffed and puffed a little bit, moved the ball, had a little bit more of it, but then Peterborough say, okay, we'll weather that storm, but we'll get the ball down, we carry on doing it. Jim asked the question in his commentary, do you think it will be the same game plan in the second half? The last 5 minutes there, they went a little bit more direct, a little bit more
into Johnson, Clark Harris. Yeah,
and then he does what he does. The ball sticks and they've got the energy and the pace to go up and support him.
Got the local Sheffield radio next to me pulling faces in my direction throughout that first half. Wednesday limited, and there's some frank, strong exchanges of views going on while that first half was being played. Not going well, and Barry Bannon was having a go at almost everyone out there.
Well, that's his captain. You know, he's got to go out and lead. He's got to drag everyone else up with him. You know what I mean? But he's frustrated. He's not seen the ball nowhere near as much as he wants to see it. And then when he gets it, it's on him to play that pass, that killer pass, and maybe at times he's chosen the wrong one. But I'm expecting a reaction. You know, they've had opportunity.
Big chance for Michael Smith early on, isn't it?
Massive chance for Michael Smith. Even Windass, you know, the save from Norris. You know, they have moments, and that's what it takes. You know, they cannot concede again. the tie is over. I'm telling you that now. They have to make sure that if
But they have to be bold. They have to go and get at least one, don't they? And it's that balancing act now for Darren Moore.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. I said to you, there's still a lot of football to play. They're 2-0 down. They can't. You know, I know it's still a very gainable lead that they can turn around at Hillsborough, but they'll want to score here. They've created big opportunities when they've had none of the ball whatsoever. That's what I want to see from Sheffield Wednesday in the second half, coming out and having a foothold, dominating possession for one.
Posh, near perfect. Half time at the Western Home Stadium in the first leg of the League One playoff semi-finals. Peterborough 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League.
EFL Live on Talksport 2 with Charlie. We're made by our mates. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
Are you tired of wearing shirts that don't look good untucked? Discover the shirts GQ called Perfection at untuckit.co.uk. Untuck It, shirts designed to be worn untucked.
Did you know that if you owned or leased a diesel vehicle between 2009 and 2020, then you could be entitled to significant compensation? At My Diesel Claim, we're experts in handling these claims, and over 1 million drivers have already trusted us to represent them in their no-win, no-fee claims. It's completely free to sign up, and you can check your vehicle's eligibility instantly. Head to mydieselclaim.com and join thousands of others starting their claims today.
Get an expert guide to all the latest speculations, signings and spending sprees with Simon Jordan's Football Business Roundup on Talksport with Tesco Mobile for Business. From the latest deals worth knowing to where the big money transfers are going. Get the inside track in one all-covering football finance feature. Simon Jordan's Football Business Roundup on Talksport with Tesco Mobile for Business. Join Tesco Mobile and get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. Tesco Mobile. Every little helps. For applicable terms and verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Hello, Albert Einstein here. Today, I've popped into Dev's Cafe. He's one of many business owners who are already using a smart meter to feel more in control of their budgeting. A smart meter helps you track your energy use and costs over time, so you know how much you're spending on your energy bills, meaning less time guessing and more time to focus on the other important
Do you want milk with that?
bits of your business.
Search Get a Smart Meter today. Eligibility may vary. Consumer action required.
When you're planning out your perfect driveway or plotting a perfect pathway, it might be useful to know that until the end of May, Jewson are offering Marshall's Tegular block paving from just £29.99 per square metre. Or if you're looking for a more contemporary driveway, check out Marshall's Lunar block paving for only £32 per square metre. Prices that'll slot nicely into your budget. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Search Jewson Landscaping for more details or drop into your local Jewson store. All prices plus VAT.
Gallagher Premiership Rugby's most competitive, highest scoring season ever is about to reach its climax. The semi-finals have arrived. This weekend, Saracens face Northampton Saints on Saturday and Sale Sharks take on Leicester Tigers on Sunday. Only 2 teams will progress to the final showdown at Twickenham. The Gallagher Premiership Rugby Semi-Finals 2023. Glory awaits. Find out more at premiershiprugby.com. EFL Live on Talksport 2 with Charlie. The UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League and the EFL.
Saturday afternoon, the League One playoff semi-final first leg on Talksport 2.
High intensity, expressive football.
Bolton versus Barnsley. Coverage from 2.
Kick-off 3 p.m.
Oh, he's won it, surely!
Saturday afternoon on Talksport 2.
It's a sensational goal!
Don't scratch it, it'll make it worse.
The Indian Premier League is live on Talksport 2.
And he's been caught on the boundary brilliantly!
Tuesday afternoon from 3. Hear all the big hitting IPL action as Lucknow Super Giants take on Mumbai Indians.
Will this be another one-handed six? Yes, it is!
It's fast, it's furious, it's T20 cricket at its most explosive. The Indian Premier League live Tuesday afternoon from 3 on Talksport 2.
From the centre of the football universe.
What a hit!
The EFL playoffs live on Talksport 2.
There's no better way of going up. No more gut-wrenching way of your campaign, hitting a brick wall. Oh, then possession given away, and it's a chance for Smith, and he's clean through, and it's a big save by Norris, diving to his left-hand side.
You know, I think keeper done very well, got himself down, good strong left hand there. That's got to be in the back of the net. That has got to be in the back of the net. Massive opportunity.
Comes back for Burrows again, takes it down towards the dead ball line, crosses it, Taylor! Oh, he's crept through the goalkeeper, and in! And Peterborough lead 1-0. No more than they deserve on the balance of play. But the goalkeeper has had a horrible moment there. Now they'll bring it forward again. Good play by Burrows. Burrows setting it up for Ward. Oh! It's off the underside of the bar from 30 yards. And Peterborough lead by 2 goals to 0.
The backlift and the foot, the movement on the ball, the strike from Ward was outstanding. What a goal.
That is half-time. Peterborough fans are in dreamland. And Wednesday are under the posh cosh because Peterborough very good value for the 2-0 half-time scoreline.
19 points separated these sides in the regular season. In the playoffs, though, all going the Posh's way. 2 in front in the first leg of this League One playoff semi-final. Second half just around the corner with Jim Proudford alongside the former Scotland international striker Chris Owellamo. Once we're done about 10 o'clock tonight on Talksport 2, we bring you more live PGA Tour golf. Telling you all about it, our host from 10, Russ Hargreaves. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you, Dan. Night 2 of the AT&T Byron Nelson from McKinney, Texas, on the outskirts of Dallas. And it's a Dallas native, the world number 2, Scotty Scheffler, who leads the way. Scheffler outstanding with back-to-back rounds of 64, each 7 under par, to get to 14 under for the championship. Last year's Masters winner, this year's Players Champion Scotty looking very sharp, with of course the second major of the season, the US PGA, just a week away in upstate New York. Scheffler a shot clear of another Texas star, Ryan Palmer, the veteran, putting an injury hit here behind him. He's 13 under par after a round of 65. And a quick word as well on S.Y. No, the Korean who fired a 60 yesterday, starting with 2 more birdies today, but the wheels have come off slightly. He's fallen back to 11 under, that's tied for 3rd. Currently 3 shots behind Scotty Scheffler.
Russ up from 10, thank you. I'll have that on the drive home. Russ, looking forward to that. Sunday afternoon from midday, Talksport bring you the second championship playoff semi-final first leg as Coventry City host Middlesbrough. 5 years ago, Coventry were in the League 2 playoffs. Now 3 games stand between them and a return to the Premier League for the first time in 22 years. Talksport's Ian Abrahams caught up with the Sky Blues boss, Mark Robins, ahead of their first leg tie.
Mark, nervous?
No, absolutely not, no. I think adrenaline kicks in probably towards the start of the game, but I think that only because you've got no real control over anything after you've given all your messages and everything's done on the training ground, and you know, players are ready to go. The most important thing's the players, and if they're ready to go, and they will be. So most important thing for us is the preparation into the game on Sunday.
You've been here before, Leicester City, 1996 as a player. You've been here before, Coventry manager, 2018. Is this the biggest moments of your life? I mean, and I'm talking to someone who, as we mentioned before, his goal might have saved Fergie's career at United, who's played against Bayern Munich for Norwich.
Who knows? I think you can only hopefully not. I think, you know, you look at your career and reflect probably at the end of it, and whilst this is a big opportunity, you know, we've got to embrace that, but you know, remain, and we've remained all season, and we've been all season. I think that's important, and nobody should forget the tribulations and the obstacles that have been thrown in our way at every step almost.
Sunday lunchtime, Adrian Durham, your host on Talk Sport. Coventry taking on Borough. That was the Sky Blues boss, Mark Robins. The League 2 playoffs get underway tomorrow evening, live here on Talksport 2 as Salford City take on Stockport County. Let's hear from the Salford City boss, Neil Wood. Spoke to John Dunn after securing their playoff place on final day. He's ready for the tough challenge that awaits his side.
Every game is going to be really difficult. If you look at the teams in there, there's not an easy game in there. What I do know is we've shown throughout the season when we've gone away and played in big stadiums with big crowds, we've not really been too bothered by it. It's not really affected us. We've been able to go away and perform in front of big crowds. So we know we can do that. We know we can go to away stadiums and score goals. We can play under pressure of them away grounds, and hopefully, I'm not sure what legs first, whether it's home or away, but I think home legs first. I think we have to make sure that we make this home pitch a really hard place to come and play.
7:45 Salford Stockport on Saturday evening, Sunday evening here on Talksport 2, the first leg in League 2 of the playoffs between Bradford and Carlisle. Both sides back out. Some team talk in that Sheffield Wednesday dressing room, led by Darren Moore. Key instructions given across. A deficit. They have to cut into it. Second half Wednesday at the Western Homes Stadium. Are we ready to go again here on your home, the EFL Talksport 2? I think so, with the former Scotland international Chris Owellamo alongside our match commentator Jim Proudfoot.
Dan, thank you very much indeed. So 2-0 to Peterborough as the two sides come back out for the second half. No sign of any changes being made by either manager at this juncture. Might not be long for Wednesday. Difficult for them how they approach this. They've got to try and attack. 2-0 deficit will be very hard to overturn Hillsborough. Get it back to 1, and they will feel that with a little bit of momentum it could well be theirs. But 2-0, and Peterborough will very definitely be in the box seat.
No, I've got to agree. I think they have to take necessary risk in this half. I think it's important that they get a goal. They can't allow Peterborough to dictate and dominate the tempo of the game, and basically they need to get hold of the ball a bit more, even if it's just passes just to keep possession no matter what area, but try and frustrate Peterborough, try and put them under the court under a little bit of pressure, which they never did in the first half.
And so we're back underway. I'll go through the two teams for you in a moment, as Peterborough kicking from left to right in their blue shirts and black shorts immediately put a little bit of pressure on Hickwey, who clears his lines and goes out of play for a throw that will be taken by the scorer of the second Peterborough goal, Joe Ward. And he's right in front of us as he takes this throw, about 10 yards outside the penalty area that Peterborough are attacking as they kick from left to right towards the London Road end. High ball played in, Taylor going up for it, Ward trying his luck again. And that one sails over the bar and into the Peterborough fans. So Posh lining up Norris in goal, Ward, Kent, Edwards and Burrows, Cipriano and Norburn, Poku, Taylor and Mason Clark, and Clark Harris. The Owls have Dawson in goal, Iolfa, Flinton and Hickwey, Palmer, Vokes, Bannon and Johnson, Patterson and Winderson Smith. And the game is hinged around three major moments. One in one penalty area, two in the other, with Smith missing a really good opportunity denied by Norris in a one-on-one very early in the game. And then the two goals at the other end, the first of which felt eminently preventable. The defending leading up to the shot which came in from Taylor, and then the goalkeeping to try and deal with it. Ward then with a rasping drive off the underside of the bar, the best goal of his life. And that's what's got us to this point. It is Peterborough's fifth playoff campaign in their history. They've won promotion in 3 of the previous 4. Their only failure coming in the most recent one back in 2014 when they lost to Orient in the semi-finals. But they've beaten Huddersfield and Darlington and Stockport in finals in the past. And they feel they're very handily placed here to get through to a final against either Bolton or Barnsley, which will take place on Bank Holiday Monday, the 29th of May. And you can hear it on Talksport. Free kick to be taken then by Barry Bannon for Sheffield Wednesday inside the centre circle. They're just trying to roll it down the channel for Windass' run. It's clear before he gets to Johnson. High up and under, brought down, and then he's backed into his man and been pulled back, and it's a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area to Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, well, like you say, I think the free kick was poor from Bannon there, trying to get Windass, not enough on it. I thought it was defended well by Ward. He's come out and you just couldn't get the clearance or the connection to kind of clear the danger area there. I think it was Patterson just put under a little bit of pressure, invited that challenge, and that's right on the line, that is, Jim. That's right on the point of the 18-yard box.
That would have been interesting to see if it had been another foot, whether the ref would have given a penalty for it, which he should. If it's a foul,
exactly,
he should, and he may well have done. But it is a free kick right on the corner of the penalty area. The line, of course, constitutes the area. So no part of this ball touching the line, but it can't be any closer. Bannon's standing over it at the angle because it's right on the corner of the box, not for a shot, but he's fired it in deep, headed back and wide of the near post. It was Iorfa that was up attacking it, and he couldn't quite get the angle right.
Yeah, you know what, it's not a bad ball from Barry Bannon. Hung up at the back, tacked well, just couldn't get the right connection or the accuracy on the header, and out for a goal kick. But yeah, you know, I think Darren Ferguson will be going mad. Just a silly free kick to give away the edge of the 18-yard box.
That's his 540th game in charge of Peterborough tonight. Darren Ferguson, over his 4 spells, returned back in early January to replace Grant McCann, 10 months after his previous departure. McCann, incidentally, announced today as the new manager of Doncaster Rovers for next season in League 2. Here's Clark Harris making his way forward, down towards the corner flag for Peterborough, who lead it by 2-0. But Flint defended that well, and it breaks for Bannon, and the Sheffield Wednesday captain smacks it upfield. It's a good ball forward. Windus chasing it, put out of play by Kent for a throw, which is taken very quickly, and Windus will take it down to the dead ball line. Back for Johnson, first time ball in from Johnson, too deep for those arriving. Liam Palmer had got himself forward. Palmer can't get himself into a position that he can find anybody in the middle, and Taylor will bring it forward here. Clark Harris making a run, but he couldn't quite thread it past Aidan Flynn. And now Mason Clark. Mason Clark's ball in. 3-0! Poku with a diving far post header. Sheffield Wednesday on the ropes, almost down and out, with less than an hour of this playoff gone. Mason Clark with a delicious cross, and Poku, completely unmarked, threw himself at it and fires it in. Peterborough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Well, it was an excellent break, had everything. Barry Bannon tried to take the player down, couldn't make the connection, and then the ball out to Mason Clark. He's driving, end product. You know, the defenders, I've got to say, they're all going towards the ball. Poku's at the back, unmarked. You know, someone switched off there, Jim. Someone switched off because he's broke his neck to get into that position. Sheffield Wednesday, the player opposing him, chasing him all the way, should be there to have some sort of contact. An excellent goal. Header, hit the target. Dawson, it's a difficult one for the goalkeeper because as soon as Mason Clark moves his feet, he's got to shuffle himself, get across goal. Poku done everything right. Looked hard, into the ground. The net was bulging. Fantastic goal from back to front. The way they worked it, excellent delivery, excellent finish.
It's the young Ghanaian winger's first goal here since October. Only his 6th in Peterborough colours. And they lead Sheffield Wednesday by 3-0 after just 50 minutes. 3 goals in a half-hour spell, either side of half-time. And here's Poku again in the midfield. Look forward, Flint knocks it away. Well, Sheffield Wednesday have come into this game on the back of 4 straight wins. Peterborough have only won 2 of the last 5. But you'd never know it from the way that they've played. Their approach tonight has been absolutely sensational. It's not a lucky ground for Wednesday anyway. The last time they won here back in 2003 with a goal from Shefki Kuchi. And that's one of only 2 wins they ever had here at London Road. And changes are going to be made. And Wednesday are going to bring Gregory on. You need to do something. Darren Moore is calling for Gregory, and Gregory's going to replace Smith. He's wearing a protective mask as well. Lee Gregory, who has won and lost a League One playoff final in his Millwall days, and he'll be on in the next break of play. Meanwhile, Peterborough looking for a 4th. Ward with the throw. Taylor coming to meet it, did really well and withstands the challenge coming in on him from Will Volks. Played back through the midfield by Cipriano. Edwards and to Burrows. And then Burrows will turn it back for Edwards again. Ronnie Edwards out to the left-hand touchline. Burrows with a couple of quick pirouettes. Wouldn't have looked out of place on dancing on ice. He's played it back to his goalkeeper. Norris will play it out towards Frankie Kent, and Peterborough will be able to bring it forward. through the midfield. Coming to meet it, Mason Clark, upended by Flint, and it's a free kick.
Yeah, they're doing everything right. You know, I think with the ball, Peterborough, they're using it well. Brave, getting on it. You know, I think the movement has been excellent. The passing, the keeping possession, the accuracy is all ticking all the boxes. Sheffield Wednesday, for me, even there, Aidan Flint there coming through the backup, Mason Clark. You know, it's a simple challenge. Don't give free kicks away. If anything, just try and defend, put them under pressure, force the error, keep possession of the ball. They've been nowhere near it, Sheffield Wednesday tonight. Nowhere near it.
Those are the thoughts of Chris Iwelumo, former Scotland international striker, man with vast playoff experience himself. Peterborough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. The scoreline here on Talksport 2 at the Western Home Stadium. Ward coming in off the right-hand touchline, finding Poku. Poku, has just twisted his way past his man and blatantly pulled back there by Ihikwe, who had 3 nibbles at him. Poku, I don't think, heard the whistle, and he continued going inside the penalty area, and that's the easiest yellow card decision of the season for referee Backhouse, as Ihikwe goes in the book, joining Flynn.
Well, I don't understand Ihikwe there. You know, I think pure defending to let Poku get away from you the way that he did, but you know that he still had enough time to try and get back. There was bodies that he had to go through. He's took a silly yellow, and he's talking about discipline as well. They don't want to lose a man from a silly challenge, but Poku has been a threat from the get-go. Energy up and down that right-hand side, end product, getting into the box, receiving it centrally, and he pops up with a goal as well. So his manager will be absolutely delighted with his performance.
Well, Peterborough hungry for more. They've got an opportunity from this free kick, given away by Ihikwe. It's going to be Burrows bending it in, left-footed towards the far post, headed just over the bar. It was a close-run thing. That was really well met by Clark Harris. They have kept him quiet by and large, but they haven't been able to keep many of the others quiet.
I think he's done what he has to do. You know, I think he accepts that he won't see as much of the ball because they're being patient at the back. But whenever it comes up, he's been strong. He's chased balls that he probably shouldn't get. But
Poku's got it now. Left-footed ball swung in from the right-hand side in towards Clark Harris, and it's knocked away. Bannon going up for it. He loses out to Cipriano. Ihikwe can play it forward, though. The loose ball from the edge of the area, and Bannon will turn it over halfway. An optimistic attempt from Windus to try and keep it in. And he just lost that battle. It goes out of play for a throw that will be taken on the right-hand side. So they were going to bring Gregory on for Smith, and that change hasn't happened yet, and Gregory is sat back down again. So I don't know whether Darren Moore's had a change of heart. Another substitution sheet has just gone into the 4th official, David Rock. So whether it's an amendment to the original one, I don't know, or an additional one perhaps. It might be making a double. Ball goes through to Cam Dawson, the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper. He's bowled it out for Flint. It's Peterborough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0 in the EFL League One playoff semi-final. Live on Talksport 2 with Carling. We're made by our mates, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Barry Bannon from almost this deep quarterback position for Sheffield Wednesday. Firing it long again, looking for the run of Palmer. Brought under control at the back by the Peterborough back line. Burrows doing well to play it forward. Edwards with a good contribution as well. Joe Ward can bring it forward towards halfway, and then it's spun through the centre circle. Another opportunity for Peterborough to get it forward out of the left flank. Burrows, a slight piece of miscontrol from him. And there haven't been too many of those, and he's still able to find Jack Taylor, whose goal on 20 minutes was the opener tonight. Now down towards Poku, the most recent of the Peterborough goal scorers. Back inside his half for Ward. Ward to Edwards. Edwards receiving the ball from Kent and taking it under his control. The Olay's out for the Peterborough fans now as Burrows plays it forward for Mason Clark, and the Peterborough players clearly relishing the moment and enjoying themselves.
They're comfortable, Jim. They are comfortable. No, I think they're going to try and see out this tie in this game whatsoever. You know, they're on the front foot. They're getting into the attacking third. They're controlling the game in every aspect. Look at this.
It's a brilliant move until Mason Clark is flagged offside. But they played forward from the back. It had gone to the goalkeeper, about 25 passes. Yep. Clark Harris took it on the turn, second touch, slipped down the inside right channel. Mason Clark had made a run from the left wing, just couldn't get himself back onside. And as a result of that, the flag is up. Now the change has been made for Sheffield Wednesday, and Callum Patterson is the player that has gone off. So they've left Smith on, and they've brought Gregory on for Patterson.
Yeah, well, Gregory, you know what you're going to get. He chases everything. Callum Patterson, you know, I think the understanding in that relationship needs to improve with Smith. Very much playing like individuals. So hopefully Gregory has that connection with Smith, and they can link up. I thought Windass would be the kind of gel that would bring the three together.
And 10 goals he's got this season, Lee Gregory, 5 of those in his last 11 games. He's wearing a protective mask, as I mentioned earlier. Bannon has got the ball, facing his own goal, just plays it back towards halfway for Michael Ihikwe. And now Bannon's going to be able to bring it forward again. Work down the left-hand touchline for Marv Johnson, back for Bannon. The two players in this Sheffield Wednesday side tonight who both started each leg of the League One playoff last year against Sunderland. If that was disappointing, this is disappointing in spades as far as Wednesday are concerned. Still not out of it, of course, with 90 minutes in Sheffield next Thursday and another half an hour here in Cambridgeshire tonight. But they're all but down and out. That's how it feels at the moment. 3-0 down. Poku played forward. Clark Harris. Just a quick exchange of passes with Ward. Forward he goes through the midfield for Taylor. Taylor, great ball retention. Spins it out towards the left-hand side. High cross comes in. It's deflected. Might break Mason Clark's way. Mason Clark back for Burrows. Burrows shaping the cross, getting the better of Palmer. And then, when he does cross, he only puts it on the roof of the net. The approach play was great, but the ultimate delivery less so, and he goes out of play for a goal kick. 3-0 to Peterborough, and here's Chris Owellama.
Yeah, and they're looking to go and try and get the fourth. Excellent play from Burrows, linking up very well with Mason Clark there. You know what? Comfortable. Two Sheffield Wednesday players to beat in the 18-yard box, moving it well. Yeah, the cross was disappointing, but just to create the space to get the cross in, you know, fantastic ability.
Wednesday have it again with Bannon. They've had a little bit more possession in this second half, but Peterborough still have been comfortable in the extreme. Cipriano forward for Taylor. And in the second half, actually 74-26 in Peterborough's favour, the possession. And Wednesday haven't had a single shot on target in the 15 minutes we played in the second half so far. They only had 2 in the first half. Peterborough haven't had a stack of chances, but nearly everything they've hit has gone in. Nearly. They have been outstanding tonight, the Posh. Then the second leg of this match next week, 8 o'clock kickoff on the Talksport app, with the build-up starting at 8. If you download the Talksport app, you can hear all of our live sports. We've got a live sport tab on there. Plenty of live sport for you to get your teeth into, including tomorrow's games from the Premier League. Leeds against Newcastle. Leeds second bottom, Newcastle third in the table. Villa against Spurs kicks off at 3. And the programme will be presented by Adrian Durham from Wembley for Notts County against Chesterfield in the National League promotion playoff final. The other League One playoff semi-final tomorrow is from the Unibowl. Bolton against Barnsley. That kicks off at 3 and is exclusive on Talksport 2. And then Sunderland against Luton and Salford Stockport. Championship and League 2 playoff action tomorrow as well. 5 live games for you on the Talksport network tomorrow. And Sheffield Wednesday are able to bring it forward here with Gregory. Cross comes in and it's blocked and will spin down to Dennis Adeniran, who's just come on, and he's replaced Michael Smith, who got a stay of execution, but not much of one. And Adeniran is on for him with 28 minutes to go.
Yeah, you know what? They're just fresh legs, trying to kind of get a little bit more control of the game. I just think Peterborough have got the answers. You know, I think Gregory's come on and already made an impact ball sticking. He's bringing players in. He just needs that final ball, that final bit of quality coming into him, that service that all strikers need. So, yeah, you know, they've got to throw everything at it. 3-0. You know, they've got to get something in this game.
beaten by Sunderland last season 1-0. They lost away. They drew the home leg 1-1. The previous playoff campaign back in 2017, they lost to Huddersfield on penalties. Just trying to give themselves a lifeline, desperately trying to get themselves back into the game. We said at the start of the second half that if they lost this by 2, it would feel as though it's going to be very difficult for them to get back in. They lose it by 3, can't realistically see any way back at all. But if they can just get 1, might just give them a glimmer of hope. They've got a free kick in midfield. Bannon took it quickly and expertly, but the referee, I think, thought the ball was moving, so he's asked for it to be respotted. And Wednesday frustrated by that because it was a really good, well-taken free kick. Bannon's going to take it the second time of asking. Much more air underneath it now. A swung too long and past Flint and out of play for a goal kick. Well defended by Peterborough, who lead this by 3-0.
Yeah, I've got to say, Ronnie Edwards just composed, knows exactly the flight of the ball. Aidan Flint was underneath it, just allowed it to bounce out. Fantastic defending. Not the best ball from Barry Bannon, the earlier one that you spoke about. I think the referee was talking to a player, and Barry Bannon's taking the free kick very, very quickly. Excellent pass for Windass, and he was in. But like you say, the referee called it back.
I mean, Edwards has got a massive reputation. He has had since he made his debut for Barnet as a 16-year-old. You wonder how long Peterborough are going to be able to keep their hands on him. Well, he's answered every question of him tonight, and playing up against a much more physical opponent in Michael Smith, and he marked him out of the game. Still only 20 as well. Here's Cipriano to his right hand side for Joe Ward. Ward's got Poku, the scorer of the 3rd goal, in space on the right. Ihikwe coming across the cover. Poku still getting the cross in, but nobody attacked it at the near post, and Dawson able to gratefully get the ball into his hands much more easily than he might have anticipated.
So I don't mind that ball from Poku there, Jim. You know, I don't think he would have had enough. I think Johnson would have got, or Hickwig would have got the block in if he tries to kind of cross it properly. He's just tried to fire it into the near post there. I'm just expecting Clark Harris, just the movement, know the player, know that he has that quality, he has that to see that, to have that vision, and then just break your neck to get across the front of the goalkeeper there, and you're going to get an opportunity. Very impressed with Poku.
Johnson's ball hits Poku, goes out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Sheffield Wednesday left. I need somebody to take it though. There's a reluctance. The 4th official, they're just telling Johnson he's got to retrace his steps. The 4th official held the ball where the throw had to be taken from, and Johnson very reluctantly just made his way 6-7 yards down the touchline. He has taken the throw, worked out towards the Wednesday right hand side for Gregory. One back though over on that far touchline on the Peterborough left. Edwards with a touch, and that's gone out of play for a throw that Wednesday will take. A throw that'll be taken and taken quickly out to Dominic Iorfa. And Iorfa bringing it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Iorfa on the right-hand side. Stops his run. The centre-half gets it in. And it was a vicious ball, hit him with power. Headed away, though, by Ward. And it falls for Poku, and Poku has the chance just to bring it towards halfway. Then laid off for Cipriano. His ball forward, headed high up in the air by the retreating Iorfa, brought down by firstly Flint and then by Will Volks in the midfield, and now Bannon will play to his left-hand side. And another opportunity for the men in yellow and blue to make their way forward. And the free kick has gone Ward's way, and I don't know, we haven't got a replay here, but it looks as though it might have been a little soft as Johnson just tried to get past him, and he just flicked it one way past him and around the other, but was judged to have made contact. And the free kick has been given to Peterborough in complete control here.
Yeah, they are. Even Johnson there, when he's driving down the kind of left channel for Sheffield Wednesday, Ward was comfortable. Defensively got in front of him, but knew that it was going to be a race to the ball. I think Johnson just clips his heels and he falls. But there's an earlier one, Iorfa just put a great ball into the box, and Johnson's just watching it all from the back. He's got to be in there attacking that, be in there on the end of it. Don't allow Ward to defend easily in that position when the ball comes in.
Peterborough will play it forward again, but give it away. Liam Palmer, high ball forward from him, and coming to meet it should be easily dealt with by Frankie Kent. He laid it back for his goalkeeper, and then he took a bobble in front of Norris, and Norris maybe a little bit too cautious, just slammed it out of play for a throw, and it was suggested to him that he should just try to play out from the back there. Now Sheffield Wednesday have it from that throw, and Johnson will find Bannon. 3-0 to the Owls. Johnson trying to get a cross in, hits Poku. Now we'll get another one in. That also hits Kwame Poku. Flynn, a little bit deeper for Sheffield Wednesday, trying to build. They are having much more possession in the last 10 minutes or so as the ball is played forward, and a challenge comes in on the edge of the penalty area, given by the assistant referee, not the ref, and it's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. And we welcome listeners from Talksport to the Western Home Stadium, and Peterborough in complete control of this tie. They lead by 3-0. 3 in a half-hour spell, either side of half-time. Taylor and Ward in the first half, and Poku with a diving header from a Mason Clark cross 5 minutes into the second. And Sheffield Wednesday still yet to have a shot on target in this second half. A collective off night from Darren Moore's Owls, desperate to try and throw themselves a lifeline. They have a free kick now, which Will Vox will stand over. And every Peterborough player is back inside his own penalty area. And I feel that if the Owls are going to get themselves back into the tie at large, this kind of opportunity is one they simply have to take. They've brought on Adeniran and Gregory, and they're both inside the penalty area to attack this. Swung in deep towards the far post. Flint going up for it, heads it down, back through a crowd of players. Big shout for handball. What's the referee going to give? Is he given a penalty? Or is he given a corner? The Wednesday players are still surrounding the referee. And now the assistant referee is being spoken to as well. There's no VAR here. We're just getting a look at a replay. As it came in, Aidan Flint was going up for it at the far post. He was antagonising the Peterborough defenders, trying to make something happen. Meanwhile, play will continue as the corner is bent in, and it's headed down by Iorfa, and they haven't been able to clear that. Seeing the replay, did look a good handball shout, but nothing was given. Norris spilling in, and it's played and deflected just wide from the edge of the 6-yard box. Really good opportunity. And Chris Uelamo, the former Scotland international striker, alongside me. Wednesday have shown more in the last 2 minutes than they did in the previous 65.
Yeah, they have, and I've got to say, I think it's down to Peterborough just sitting back saying, you know what, we've got 3 goals, we're going to try and defend that now and manage the game, and I think it's the wrong game plan. It was a handball, the referee was unsighted, it wasn't given, but they've asked a question. I've got to say, excellent defending from Frankie Kent there as well. Going in, he's just got a contact to block and put it out for another corner, but like you say, they're defending well, throwing their bodies in front of everything. But Sheffield Wednesday at last have came to life.
Well, Peterborough, really good value for this 3-0 lead. The second leg of this tie is on the Talksport app next Thursday at 8 p.m. and the remaining 20 minutes of the first leg tonight over on Talksport 2. Peterborough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. And you're not missing anything because Wednesday have a player down injured inside the 6-yard box. It did look like a penalty. We haven't seen a conclusive replay. Then Wednesday, from the next phase of play from the corner, saw an effort that split just past the post. The Peterborough defender who's involved, is it Edwards, is just leaning down, and it's hit his left elbow, and he's motioned towards the ball. I can understand why the referee is unsighted, the position he's in. It all happened very quickly in the penalty area. If there was VAR here, I'm convinced that is given.
I totally agree with you, and that's the thing, isn't it? VAR in the final, not here in the semi-final games. You know, it's, for me, the referee, unsighted, his positioning was good at the edge of the box. Needs a little bit of help from his linesman, who's on that side as well. Well, you see the movement, don't you?
Everybody went up for it. You can tell the reaction of both sets of players as well. There was more than just a speculative request for a penalty.
But isn't that a skill set of a referee as well, to look at the body language of players attacking and defending in that position? You see what you see, but you judge it by the reaction as well.
He certainly would have wanted to have the opportunity to have another look at it. Bannon fires the corner in, and it's cleared. And yeah, I totally agree with you. It is within the skill set of the referee, but you've got to make sure in any game, but particularly one of this magnitude, that you're not taken in by something it's a difficult one to call. I don't think that goes down as a massive refereeing error for me. I think that there are plenty of mitigating circumstances why he hasn't given the penalty, but I do think it was a penalty. Now they've got a free kick, and it's 15 yards outside the penalty area, and it's still Sheffield Wednesday on the front foot. And Will Volks will stand over this, and there are 17 minutes to go. It's the first time that Peterborough really have been not on the ropes as such, but have been on the back foot. And it's been a good few patterns of play here for Sheffield Wednesday. This latest free kick headed at the far post after Norris missed it. It's back into the fray and cleared. Breaks for Bannon. Bannon trying to turn on the edge of the penalty area. He lays it back. Volks chipping it in. That's headed away. Might break for Johnson. Johnson will turn. Goes deeper for Liam Palmer. Peterborough fans urge their side to push out. They don't, and Johnson will be able to bring it forward. Johnson rolling it down the left-hand side of the penalty area. The centre-halves are still forward. It's laid out towards Bannon. High ball inside the penalty area. Norris very grateful to get his hands on that, and very grateful that having got stuck in traffic 20 seconds ago, he wasn't embarrassed.
No, he wasn't. You know, I think, again, Sheffield Wednesday asking the question, good quality coming in from both flanks. Norris, yeah, he went down, he had a little bit of treatment earlier. He's still feeling it, he's actually dropped to the floor now as I speak, but this is part and parcel of the game, wasting a little bit of time. The referee will surely look at his watch, and everything's getting added, so they don't gain from it. But Sheffield Wednesday's seen a little bit more urgency around the play. Good quality coming into the box. Aidan Flint in that opportunity there, just direct it towards goal, just put it back into the danger area. He's got 3-4 Wednesday shots around him there. Just a little bit better quality in that attacking third.
Now listen, if he was my goalkeeper, I would want him to do exactly the same under these circumstances. And yes, the time is going to be added on, but what this is doing, it's disrupting the flow of play. Sheffield Wednesday on the attack for 5 or 6 minutes, and it's given the treatment that he's having the opportunity for Darren Ferguson just to call his players over and just try and instill a little bit of calmness in them and try and get back to the game plan, which perhaps disappeared over that good spell of Sheffield Wednesday pressure.
No, yeah, get the focus back. You know, I think he's got a few messages to say. And like you say, we all know it is part and parcel of the game, but Peterborough, for me, I've thought, yeah, 3-0 up. Let's just defend what we've got. They've allowed Sheffield Wednesday to come back, and maybe that's the information that Darren Ferguson's saying to them. You know, get the foothold, move the ball as quickly as you have been doing. Really frustrate Wednesday, and then go and kill the game off and get your fourth.
Now, I'm not suggesting that Norris is milking this. He has received lengthy treatment. He's still not sat back up. I don't know whether he had just got a shoulder injury, whether he was pulled down as he was trying to attack that, and a hand on his shoulder as he was going up, and that can do ligament damage potentially. But he's still sat down and in some distress.
Yeah, it was a collision. You know, he's collided, I think it was, around the kind of midriff shoulder area. Just when it was Kent, when he cleared that one off the line, he got the block in. Norris has decided to go out and try and make a connection and try and get a contact, and he has came together. There was a collision.
Now, the substitute goalkeeper is Will Blackmore, who's only 21. He played 3 games over Christmas. He's only made 5 senior appearances in his career. And he's been out getting himself ready. But it doesn't look as though the situation is such that he's going to have to come on. The play restarts with the drop ball. And Norris still doesn't look particularly comfortable. And he's almost like a bowler at the beginning of his run-up in winter nets, and just swinging the arm around, making sure that he's still got movement. Gets the ball upfield. Peterborough towards the edge of the penalty area, lose possession, and Johnson will clatter it upfield, and then coming to meet it, Kent, put under pressure by Gregory, and the free kick has gone Peterborough's way about 10 yards inside their own half. They lead by 3 goals now. We've got 13 minutes to go. And a reminder that there's more live cricket returning to Talksport 2 as well. We're bringing you ball-by-ball commentary of the 2023 Indian Premier League. Our top team, including the former England bowler Monty Panesar, the former New Zealand bowler Ian O'Brien. And we've got coverage taking place every Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday afternoon from 2:30. And to listen to Talksport 2, you can download the free Talksport app, swipe left, or listen online on DAB+, or on your smart speaker. And if music's more your thing in the mornings, don't forget Chris Evans, weekdays from 6:30 a.m, only on Virgin Radio. And if you heard it this morning, you would have heard about the cat that meows with a Scouse accent. Oh, it's all high quality. It's Chris Evans. And that's on DAB, on Virgin Radio. You can download the Virgin app. Meow! Check it out if you haven't seen it on social media. It's fantastic. Bannon will play it back to his goalkeeper. Chris, that was a brilliant impression of it there. The ball is laid back to the goalkeeper, Cam Dawson, for Sheffield Wednesday. We've got 12 minutes to go. It's 3-0 to Peterborough. And trying to protect the ball on halfway, Mason Clark has just bought a free kick really from Iorfa, and then he's back on his feet and he's quickly taken down towards him. Iorfa did really well. It's a great recovering challenge, because he didn't read the initial injection of pace and the quick free kick, but he got himself back and he just slid in and timed the challenge to perfection. He goes out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Peterborough left-hand side. They're 3-0 up with 11 minutes of this first leg to go. No, like you say, they're completely in control. I think the Norris going down has done exactly what he wanted to do. It's gave them the onus to go on and get back into this game, force Wednesday back. They've got that athleticism down both flanks as well, and like you say, I think Clark Harris has led the line very well, just feeding off scraps, but he's ever present and does his job for the team selflessly. Another free kick has been given Peterborough's way. Challenge over on the far touchline on Mason Clark. And they're just in no hurry ever to restart proceedings with this succession of free kicks that's going their way now, just delaying things as much as they can. Very deliberately placing the ball down, Burrows. Clark Harris waits towards the edge of the penalty area. Hikwe is keeping an eye on him. Frankie Kent's made his way forward towards the far post as well. Flint now watching Clark Harris. The free kick not deep enough for them. Headed back, and then Clark Harris beaten by Flint. And it's brought down by Poku. Poku on halfway. Ward and Cipriano. And Hikwe will find his goalkeeper, but Clark Harris puts pressure on Dawson, who can clear towards halfway. Headed back down out towards Joe Ward again. Ward with a high up and under. That'll be chased after by Taylor and by Poku, and Poku's going to get there first. Hikwe mistiming his jump towards the ball. Poku then tried to nutmeg him. Bannon made sure that couldn't happen, and Johnson has kept it in, but then given it away as he played it forward. And Wednesday aren't able to get Josh Windus into the game as much as they would like. No, not at all. He's just, like you say, he is feeding off scraps there. Just poor player from Marvin Johnson there. Gets a good ball from Barry Bannon. It's a terrible first touch, then he's stretching to get that pass forward, and that's where they've let themselves down tonight. Keep possession of the ball. Poku, great ball round the corner. Ward flashing it inside the penalty area, and it's tipped onto the post. Sensational save from Dawson to deny Turner. Nothing they can do about the next one. Chipped in towards Clark Harris. He heads it in. Sheffield Wednesday in complete control of League One for so much of the season, but their campaign has unravelled spectacularly in the space of 50 minutes in Cambridgeshire tonight, and they're going to be back in League One again next season. They're heading for the exits in the M1. Wednesday know they're done. Peterborough 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Excellent goal there, fantastic. Bodies bobbing forward, Peterborough. I've got to say, Dawson gets a great save onto the post, keeps it alive. Little dink to the back post, and the man, what's that? He takes the mantle, top goal scorer, is it? He was joint top before the game, but here, Johnson Clark Harris, fantastic goal, just strength, gets up, header, he has to put the power on the header. And he deserves it. With the work ethic, what he's put in for the team, it was an excellent goal from start to finish. His 27th of the campaign in league and playoff games, his 29th of the season in all competitions, 11 in his last 17 games. And at this level for Peterborough, he scored 58 in 92, which is phenomenal. Some record. Peterborough United 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. And when they sing that they are going up, they are singing that with conviction. They believe it. And either Barnsley or Bolton, whoever it is that will be playing them in the League One playoff final, will know, having seen this, that they're in for some encounter. They have been magnificent tonight, Ferguson's men.
From start to finish, I think from as soon as the whistle went, they got the ball down, they had the game plan, they frustrated Sheffield Wednesday, used the ball, very patient with it, played through the thirds. And then, like you say, got the goals at important times in that first half, and then again they've just very much weathered the storm second half and grew into the game again. Fantastic finishes.
You're listening to Peterborough against Sheffield Wednesday in the EFL League One playoff semi-final. It's live on Talksport 2 with Carling. We're made by our mates, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Peterborough 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Bannon playing it down the left-hand touchline. Turned further on then by the chasing Windus. Cleared down by the corner flag, and the Peterborough player again stays down for a moment, maybe just a touch of cramp for Edwards. He's back on his feet quickly enough. For Kent, I beg your pardon, but they played round him, and from a quickly taken throw, and it goes straight into the hands of the goalkeeper at the near post. But the referee says I wasn't ready. He's too busy attending the Peterborough player who's down injured, and so it's going to have to be retaken. And Bannon will spot it down again. Wednesday have actually had the majority of corners in this game. I think that's 4-1 in their favour. Plenty of yellow shirts forward. They know they need a miracle now. 4-0 down in this first leg. Hit in very deep, headed back, and saved by Norris at the near post. I offer going up for it, but all he could do was just lob the ball with his forehead across the edge of the 6-yard box. It was easy for Norris to play. Wednesday going to make another change, and Reece James, who set off in the league game here in August, is going to be coming on for a Hickway in a minute. The ball cleared by Norris. And again, risk of repeating ourselves, you think back to that early save he made when it was 0-0, denying Michael Smith in a one-on-one. What a pivotal moment that has proved to be. Peterborough, left-hand side of the area with Taylor. Taylor trying to chip it in. Didn't quite fall for Kipliano. And Johnson's going to be able to bring it forward for Sheffield Wednesday. And we want 5 is the chant from the Peterborough United supporters. And Wednesday will make the change, and is James coming on for a Hickway.
Again, just trying anything now. Just got to try and get something, get a goal. It's been poor throughout, but they've not reacted. You think, the first goal they conceded, they never, it was just the exact same. Peterborough have completely dominated, and Sheffield Wednesday only had the kind of uplift when Peterborough said, you know what, we'll sit in, we're going to defend for a little bit, we'll weather the storm, and then Sheffield Wednesday had a few opportunities, but again, look at this, completely in control, Jim.
So James has come on, just trying to work out where he's going to play, whether they're flattening off to a back 4 and James is going to play as an orthodox left back. Bannon fires a long ball forward, and Norris does well, diving to his left-hand side to make sure that Burrows' defensive header doesn't go past him for a corner. Burrows himself did well to make sure that he stopped Liam Palmer getting on the end of that. And we've got 4 minutes of normal time to go. There will be a fair bit of time to be added on. We had an extra 4 minutes in the first half, and it could be 5 or 6 in this second half. 2 goals in each half for Peterborough. Taylor on 20, Ward on 36, Poku on 50, and Clark Harris on 82. And Peterborough United already dreaming of Wembley. I'm sure many of them have already booked the tickets. Certainly the train travel. 3 minutes to go. 4-0, Peterborough lead Sheffield Wednesday. And here is Reece James. Play forward towards Johnson. Johnson wriggling away from one challenge, trying to make his way past another. And free kick is given. And Wednesday look dishevelled, really. They look as though they know that they're beaten. You can see that with the score, but the body language is such that season over.
No, but they have to believe. I know it's the 4-0 down. It's half time. Can they get a goal? They need a miracle, but stranger things have happened in football, Jim.
I think there are a few that don't believe. The free kick is taken by Ward, headed away by Flint. It comes down through the midfield again towards Johnson. And here is James. James is playing at centre-half, and on the left-hand side, he's just come on in Hickwith's position. Johnson will play the ball forward. It's gone straight through, over Gregory's head and through to the goalkeeper. Gregory only back on the bench. He's been missing recent games. Only back on the bench tonight, and they just haven't been able to get him involved at all. I mean, the stats are pretty damning. Over the game as a whole, 54-46% in terms of possession, and 15 attempts to 10 in Wednesday's favour, but the quality chances have all come at the other end. Peterborough have had 5 shots on goal and they've scored with 4 of them. There's just been a swagger about them, as we've mentioned, a real confidence born of the way that they got in. I remember last Sunday, Wednesday were leading Derby by a goal to nil, and I know that this sort of thing doesn't happen, but they were masters of their own destiny. They could have conceded a goal in that game to ensure that they played against Derby in the playoffs and not Peterborough. Now, I'm not suggesting that kind of thing goes on, and I'm not suggesting that kind of thing should go on, but it could have been different. Had they conceded a goal late on in that game, they wouldn't be here tonight. There'd have been a Derby instead. Who knows how that one would have unfolded. It's just strange the way that footballing destiny takes you. James heading it forward, and it's returned with a little bit of interest down the Peterborough United right by Ward. Bannon picking it up. Bannon to his left-hand side. Play forward by James. James continuing his run. It's an excellent run as well. Getting towards the edge of the area. Cross comes in. Palmer was forward. And Deniran with a looping header. It's going wide. Norris caught it and saved it anyway.
Well, I've got to say, I think Daniel, I don't understand what he's doing there. He's trying to go with his head from the 18-yard line. Take it down to your chest. Take it on the volley. You know, you're in the dying minutes of the game. You're 4-0 down. You know, I know it's only half time, but you've got to try and get something out of this game that you can take back to Hillsborough.
Long clearance from Norris. Just waiting to find out how many extra minutes are going to be added on. And David Rock, the 4th official, is going to indicate 6 extra minutes. 4-0 Peterborough lead as we go into those 6 added. Ball drops down on the touchline, goes out of play for a throw that will be taken by Dominic Iorfa. It's always a difficult situation. The end of the last home game, obviously, traditionally, there is a procession of the players. They'll do a lap of honour, and sometimes after playoff games that doesn't happen because you don't want to try and stoke up the opposition, make them think that you're celebrating the victory when you're only halfway through the playoffs. But here, they might as well get the open top bus out. I'm not writing off Barnsley or Bolton in any shape or form by saying that, but they have been brilliant tonight, Peterborough. It's out of play for a throw that'll be taken on the Peterborough right-hand side, down by their own corner flag by Ward. 4-0 the score, and the Sheffield Wednesday end is pretty empty now. I would imagine about 60% of the travelling Owl supporters have gone. Ball is played back through the midfield by Flint. They're trying to get a consolation, trying to get anything that resembles the merest hint of a lifeline, but it doesn't come from this attack. And then another challenge, a firm one from Iorfa, who takes Mason Clark off his feet, and the ball has gone out of play. It's going to be a free kick to restart proceedings, and again Peterborough will be in no hurry to take it, leading by 4-0, and Darren Moore, a fine man, stands on the edge of his technical area way to our left-hand side, his hands in his pockets, his coat collar up around the back of his neck, and he looks disconsolate.
No, he does. He does. I think the dressing room will take care of itself. I think the players will have a few harsh words to be said. I don't want to say it, but the tie is over, isn't it? You can't see Peterborough giving this up. Still trying to go on and get a 5th.
Flynn with another strong challenge, but a fair one. Got the better of Mason Clark, gets it back to his goalkeeper. Dawson whacking it upfield. They're headed down then by Kent. And Ward will bring it under control. He more than played his part tonight with that sensational second goal, the best of the night. A rasping drive from 30 yards that cannoned in off the underside of the bar. Long clearance from his goalkeeper Norris, who is only moments away from an 11th clean sheet in 23 games this season for Peterborough. And it'll be worked down the right-hand touchline where it's headed away by Poku and then cleared by Flint. Sheffield Wednesday away from home this season only beat one of the top 7 on the road. And that was Bolton. Peterborough, on the other hand, with a poor record against the sides around them. They lost to Ipswich, they lost to Barnsley, they lost here to Bolton, but they did beat Sheffield Wednesday. They also, on a vintage afternoon, stuck 5 past Plymouth here, but this is one that will mean even more to them. They're going to make another change, and Mason Clark comes off, and he's going to be replaced by the local lad Ricky J. Jones, who was just playing local divisional football here as a teenager, but very much part of the first team setup for the last couple of years. And Jones comes on, and he will replace Mason Clark for the 3 minutes that remain.
Well, I think Mason Clark has been outstanding defensively as well, got back and has done his bit for the team as well. Attacking, he's caused all sorts of problems. You know, I think his movement, his touch, awareness, just bringing other players in, yeah, he's ticked all the boxes.
And for Mason Clark, a player aside from Barnet where he'd made his name, he's had a really good first season, having arrived just in the opening couple of weeks of the campaign. Flint gets it away. Season has started in the National League for Mason Clark, and it could end with promotion to the Championship. Edwards, just a little bit too much on that. Ricky J. Jones can't get his first touch of the night as the ball beats him, goes out of play for a throw. Flint will control it. And then Johnson Clark-Harris has fouled Iorfa. And that was a professional foul, just stopping him getting the ball forward quickly. Just threw himself in from distance. He's hurt himself in the process there, Clark-Harris. But even on the edge of the Sheffield Wednesday penalty area, it's a good free kick to give away.
Yes, yeah. You know what? I took a little bit of cramp as well that he's got him. And there, he's in full sprint now. That's just part and parcel of the game. Just let the clock count down.
James will play it forward. Just over a minute to go. Big ovation for Mason Clark as he makes his way round the touchline, having left the field on the far side. Jones stumbles as he tries to bring the ball under control. Bannon slams it upfield. Should be easy for Norris, and the ball rolls invitingly inside his own penalty area for him to pick it up, and he bowls it out quickly for Ronnie Edwards at the heart of his defence. Edwards will get it forward upfield. Peterborough leading 4-0 with just seconds remaining, about a minute probably still to go. Good control again by Burrows on the left-hand side for Peterborough. Now Ward clipping a ball straight through the middle. Jones trying to roll his way past Iorfa, who can clear. An effective clearance finding Liam Palmer. Palmer will bring it forward towards halfway, but he can't find a way past Burrows. And Peterborough hoping to add a little bit of Gloucester proceedings with a fifth right at the end. It might come. It's Poku. Good save. Drove it straight down the middle of the goal. And then as it's clear towards the edge of the penalty area, Cipriano blazes over the bar. But it could have been 5 with almost the last kick.
That has been excellent. Poku, Darren Ferguson not happy at all with that missed opportunity. Huge chance. And again, excellent play. Bodies throwing themselves forward. Poku, excellent bit of skill as well to get past 2 Sheffield Wednesday players in the box there.
Well, it is only the end of the first leg, but it does feel like the end of the road for Sheffield Wednesday. They have been well beaten tonight here in Cambridgeshire. Peterborough, very good value for a 4-0 win. 2 in the first half, 2 in the second. Wednesday simply didn't have any answers at all. And their campaign, which for so long promised so much, has unravelled in double quick time. It feels as though the second leg will be a formality, that Peterborough will be at Wembley. Stranger things have happened, but on the strength of tonight, not many. Peterborough 4, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Jim Proudfoot, my thanks as ever. Peterborough, the Peterborough mascot, has had some time charging up and down that far touchline, swinging his carrot. Half-time in the playoff semi-final tie, but 4-0 That's right, Posh fans. You lead 4-0. Some scenes at the Western Homes tonight. A dream night for Darren Ferguson and his squad. Sheffield Wednesday floored. Poleaxed. Surely no way back. Second half with the third Poku. With the fourth, Johnson Clark-Harris. Strength, power, and surely this tie, Chris Owelamo, wrapped up in a nice bow.